The bond between a police officer and their partner is tight, but maybe not as tight as an officer and his canine partner. And one Corpus Christi veterinarian is making sure these partners have everything they need. Dr. Moore of Southside Animal Hospital presented members of the Corpus Christi Police Department K9 unit with more than $3,000 in much-needed equipment. Everything from vests, brushes, even toys, which handlers say is not for what you might think.
What you need to understand is those toys are not for amusement. Those are the dog's paychecks. That's what they're trained for, okay? So they do good and they get one of those and they're ecstatic.
Handlers say the equipment donated today is something they normally have to pay for themselves. Some of the more advanced tech given out during today's donation, GoPros, which handlers say they use to record what the dog sees while working to solve cases.